What's the story behind the name Peach? Where'd you get it from?
I don't want to get into that, man.
You said you'd say it for the interview.
No.
I paid you $20, you know.
No, I already told you. I'm not getting into that. You're going to piss me off. I'm going to have to leave.
All right, man. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get it for the story, you know.
All right. I'm out. That's enough. I've had plenty of fucking people ask me that shit, and I'm done. Don't fucking follow me. What the fuck do you want?
What happened? Yo, Peach, what's going on,
You're
dude?
talking some crazy shit. I'm out.
Wait, come back. What happened? Whoa!
I just get a little angry sometimes. I don't like when people ask me personal questions.
What's going on out there? Where did Peach go? Is he alright? Is everything okay? It doesn't work.
That was funny.
Do you guys want to talk about when and where Dead Humor formed?
Dude, we'll
Right here.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We've told this story many a time. I feel like
Are we rolling right now? Are we good?
Rolling.
We're in it? Okay.
Let's
we're
do
in
it. I feel like I usually tell it. I think Qualbo should tell it since he wasn't there for the beginning.
All right,
Alright.
tell the story, Qualba.
All right. So back in the fucking war, dude, we were scouting through the jungles. We were like in the same unit, and we're like, man, this war is kind of just like gunshots and explosions and shit.
Fortunate Son was playing.
Fortunate Son was
Yeah.
playing, but that was like all that was ever playing.
Yeah.
So we're like,
Bird.
we gotta fucking write something new.
Yeah.
And then no one knew how to play instruments, and I didn't know how to talk yet at that point, so I wasn't like on a singing level. So we all went back to the fucking fire base or whatever, and we got on YouTube, learned how to play, I learned how to speak, and then I learned how to sing, and then we formed Dead Humor, and then we came back here.
To this house that was already for us.
Yeah.
All of the things in this house were already here. They were just like, Dead Humor can have them.
Yeah.
Were you inspired because there's a dog tag right there?
Yeah. No, it's because we were talking about Rambo, and then I had like Vietnam on the mind. No, we played. So how we actually met? They actually met. They grew up together. So they had been playing for like several years before I had actually like joined up with them.
I don't know.
Hold on real quick. What's gonna look cooler? Is it gonna look cooler if we look at you or if we look into the camera as we tell?
Either or. Do a little bit of both, I
Vibrate.
guess.
Is that me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll just look
You
at
don't
it.
want to look into the camera the whole time. Just like staring into the.
That would be kind of funny if I was like the only one.
Yeah.
I was looking at the camera.
Yeah.
So are we just gonna tell memes the whole time?
No,
Yeah, why not?
okay, you can tell it. Tell the real story.
The real story?
You don't even know it.
Tell it to
Now you can't even be funny, so you got to do it serious.
Me and Tony and Peach all went to grade school together. I don't know why Qualba thought he was like too cool for us at that time or something.
Yeah, he was in cool Dayton.
He was like, I'm in
Yeah,
Dayton, bro.
I was the coolest guy in Dayton, dude.
But
Which is a low bar.
we started learning instruments and stuff, and me and Tony just like kept jamming pretty regularly, and then Peach and me sat alone at the lunch table in high school with a lame guy. No, he was cool. He was fine. He just was too into pumpkins. But I mean, Peach needed like better stuff to do because he spent like all of his like late middle school, early high school just having sex with. So
Dude, don't put him on blast like that, bro.
We'll
Everybody already knows that, man.
The people already know he was big.
Dude, so he didn't have married now. So he needed something to do, and I was like,
That's
"Well,
someone's wife.
Peach, you gotta play bass."
That is
And
so
Tony made him play guitar, and then we started playing as a little trio, and then a few years later we met Mr. Quobo Palmer over here, and
I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna tell it now. so I saw him, right? I saw him 2 times. The first time I saw him was which one? You told me which one it was yesterday. Which one of the food courts it was?
Center court.
No, it was the other. It's the
Market
other.
Point.
Market Point. That's the one.
Yeah.
I saw him at Market Point. He was sitting there. He was eating. And
Probably getting those tenders, man.
He was eating
Oh,
the
yeah.
tendies, and he looked rock and roll as hell while he was eating those tendies.
Yeah, I was doing
Nah,
one
dude,
of
I bet
these,
they
like,
were
eat
nuggets.
the tendy and then just
Yeah.
doing that.
The wind's blowing.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah!
If you've ever seen Lick It Up, like he looked like
Yeah,
like the
except
vibe.
it was tenders coming at my face and not
Yeah,
milk.
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, tendies to the face. I was like, man, that guy's rock and roll. So then I was walking down Main Street, and then I saw him again, and that's when I asked him, I was like, yo, you look like Robert Plant, do you jam? He said, yes, and then we got into it, we did it, but I was thinking, we were not, like, I didn't want to just put him in. We were all thinking, like, together, we were auditioning people out there, like,
yeah.
we like, set up, like, this little, it was like a busking kind of operation.
As if
that
we
were
had
out
the
there.
skill
Yeah.
to like tell people they could be in our band.
I mean, we were better than some of them. I mean,
I think you guys were pretty good when I went to that first rehearsal. I was like, wow, this is actually like, they got their shit kind of together.
Yeah. So we had like a ton of songs already ready to go that we've been jamming for years, because I don't know if you got it from his story, but yeah, like us 3 had known each other for a really long time in some form or another, both from like...
I've known him since 1st grade.
Yeah,
Dang.
Yeah.
exactly.
Babies.
Way back.
Babies.
Peach was my first kiss.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, it was last week, bro.
Oh, dude, bro.
Hey.
Brutal.
Down
But,
back.
so I mean, Joey was the only one who really had any musical talent or inclination in the very beginning. I just wanted to play guitar to get laid and get chicks and stuff like that, which doesn't work, like learning how to play, like, you know.
Yeah, you gotta actually be like a good guy.
You have to actually be a good person, yeah. So I missed that.
It'll
part.
be interesting.
And Peach had no interest at that time, I don't think. For some reason, we kept playing, like, we were like, we're going to be a band. It was, you know, whatever. We
Yeah.
made a couple of songs. We weren't any good yet. And then Peach ended up getting hooked in after he was done banging Censored. He,
Bleep that out.
yeah, we blackmailed him into being the bass player, you know, that kind of thing.
They were like, God, dude, you gotta watch the Chili Peppers, man.
yeah,
They're the
yeah,
best band ever.
yeah.
Just so happened to have Flea in there. I'm like, oh shit, that looks amazing.
No, it was devious. We were like, look how good this Flea guy is, man.
Yeah.
Like, trying to get him to do it.
They MK Ultra'd him into playing fucking
We did.
bass, dude.
Yeah.
We did.
Dude, I'm still hooked, man. I fucking love
No, he's still like the Manchurian Candidate. We can just like snap, he'll just get like...
snapping.
Ready to go to war.
Yeah, but he was in. So by the end of high school, the 3 of us had amassed a ton of jams that I think... I mean, some of them are still on our actual records now. They're recorded.
Yeah.
So there were some trash ones, too. That we ditched Death Machine. That song sucked. But that one was terrible.
It's never too late.
But we got back. But there were some good ones, and then by the time he came in and we jammed with him, we had like a ton of stuff, and he immediately threw lyrics and melodies on top of most of it, like right away. It worked out really well. I mean, it was a great jam, but even then, like, I don't know if you guys were thinking it too, but I was like, there's no, that was great.
Yeah.
But we got to find somebody else, like, just to test it out. Because in my mind, it's like, you can't just get the right guy the first time. That's not how it works.
We
you
did
know what I mean?
one other guy before him even, and we were like,
Who was that?
Waker.
That was that dude who shoot that other guy in the butt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's in prison now.
Yeah.
Dude, not me.
That's right.
See what
Not me.
happens
We
when
made
you-
a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good choice.
No, that's right. We did jam with that guy, and you would never guess it, but he shot a dude in the ass. Like, and it's like, yeah, it's crazy. This guy, he shot him in the ass because he said he was trying to get him. He's like, he was trying to get me at the ATM, but they shot him in the ass as he was getting away. So it's like, I don't know. It seems like but anyway, that guy.
When you're not in Dead Humor, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, dude.
Well,
no
if you
longer
weren't in our
affiliated.
band, man,
Life
we-
gets dark.
You'd be shooting ass.
Dude, I'd be in prison if I was in the band. I'd be shooting people in the butt, dude.
Yeah, you would be. But long story short, his music he was good. He was a good fit, and immediately worked. And then, I mean, he pretty much got right to it. Started writing stuff, and that was it.
How many years into UC were you guys before you all really got together?
I mean, you were in a
That
year.
was 2.
You were like a
Year
semester ahead of me, or
Yeah, I
something,
think we
or
were in 2 years.
maybe something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I never went there.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It was too dark.
Yeah, it was 2 because we like officially started gigging like in 2017 or something like that. So
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like it was my second. How long was I even there? I was there for like 5 minutes, then jumped. I wasted so much money pretending.
Oh yeah.
You were in it for more than a year, I know.
So it must have been like the beginning of the next year then, because I wasn't there much longer.
I think you
after
went
that.
for a year and a half.
I think it was like 3 semesters is what I went for.
Yeah.
Is basically what it was. So I did that. So sometime in the later stage we found him, and it all worked out instantly. We pretty much had stuff ready to go. We weren't very impressive to look at back then. We didn't dress nearly as cool as we do now. But, but now we got it on lock.
Now the
man.
wardrobe is absolutely up there.
We got it on lock, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the origin. I mean, I've just been playing ever since, you know?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Joey Cole.
Yes.
Alright. Where'd you grow up? Talk about some of the childhood.
I grew up here in Cincinnati, a little place called Carthage, which has like a high population of both Mexicans and like Central Africans, I think. Interesting mix of people. It's Peach actually grew up there too, I think. But yeah, it's not the best neighborhood, but we had like a little nature preserve close by that I would always hang out at, so that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there were like heroin needles on the ground everywhere. It's not the best place, but not the worst place either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
What was music like for you growing up?
I don't think I even cared about music until like 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then I got like super into Green Day for like a long time until they released I don't even know what the album's called. The one that came after American Idiot, and I took it really personally and I hate them now. And then I started like through like early high school I started listening to a lot of Sublime, and then I did like just a complete 180 and started listening to like almost exclusively classical music for a few years. And I loved like mostly Baroque and like romance music. And then from there I started listening to a lot of jazz. I always liked like classic rock and funk though too throughout all that, but that's like my musical taste, I guess, summed up. Still now jazz is probably most of what I listen to.
Yeah. So your musical influences, a lot of jazz drummers then?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Tony Williams used to play like a lot with like Miles Davis and stuff. I love him. A lot of people love Buddy Rich. I don't, but I think that's just my taste. I think he's an amazing drummer. I just don't like enjoy his drumming that much. Other drummers, definitely a lot of other jazz guys like Brian Blade, fucking love him. Vinnie Colaiuta, he did like, I mean, obviously he's an amazing jazz drummer, but he did like a shit ton of, he was a very high demand for like studio sessions. He did everything basically. Yeah, I guess like guys like that.
Yeah. Anybody in your family into music like you, or is just you?
Nah, not really. I have a great grandma who like, she used to play like ragtime piano, and she opened up for Earth, Wind and Fire once.
Dang.
So that's cool. I love Earth, Wind and Fire.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but I never met her. I don't. I guess actually my grandpa also he like wrote some songs and played guitar. He claimed that some country music star wrote a song about him. I have no fucking clue what the song is, but I don't know. I guess he knew the dude growing up, and supposedly my grandpa would like always wrap up a fucking like he would roll up his sleeves with a pack of cigarettes inside there.
Oh yeah.
And there was like one lyric in the song that mentioned that, and yeah, I don't know if it's true or not. It's probably bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any hobbies? What are you interested in?
Hobbies, I do like a lot of like digital like art, like Photoshop, digital collages. I do a little bit of vector stuff. Mostly I work with raster just because I'm more comfortable with it, but I definitely love like designing shit. I used to be really into like drawing, not so much anymore, just because I like the digital process better. But yeah, my interest in that led me to like try becoming a tattoo artist like during high school. And I had an apprenticeship for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
But after a while, I was like, I kind of hate this because I'm just like hunched over, smelly people all day, but I love piercing people. That's I would do that totally for money right now. I love piercing people.
That was.
I don't know what's so great about it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like
a particular spot to pierce, or like just piercing in general.
I love piercing everything. I never pierced a wiener. But I pierced like pretty much every other thing you could think of.
Yeah.
I never did subdermals though.
Oh really?
Yeah, but no, I love piercing everything: eyebrows, lips, noses, septums, all sorts of parts of the ear.
Yeah.
Belly buttons. Yeah.
Good segue. What's
in
your
my belly
ideal place to play in the future? Your
Okay.
numero uno concert venue, like Carnegie Hall or something.
Okay.
Where do you want to play?
I would love to play Red Rocks.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
everybody would.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the coolest venues ever. There's also, I don't know what it's called, but I know there's a venue that's in a cave.
Oh wow.
Like a really big cave, like Mammoth Cave style cave.
Yeah.
In the U.S.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know what that one's called though. But yeah, I want to play there too.
Yeah, man.
I want like some Death Clock style venues. Like if you're like in Metalocalypse, if you're not familiar with it, it's a hilarious show about the world's most famous metal band, and they always have these insane like flying stages that are like they come out of the sky with parachutes or whatever, and people always die at their shows. It's great. I want that for our band.
I want the liability.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's your day job like?
My day
compared
job.
to the band?
Well, honestly, dude, I just like work at a place for a few months, and then right now I'm actually doing a seasonal job, which is like one of the only ways I've been able to make money from my artistic background, because I just like hand personalize and paint people's Christmas ornaments. Yeah, so I've been doing that since September, and it ends at Christmas, obviously.
Yeah.
If I could do that all year round, I totally fucking would. It's the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. You just write people's names and like paint snowflakes and shit. But other than that, I just kind of like hop around jobs. I think I might try and start to do something like either music related or art related. If it's art related, I would like to get like my own like merchandise business off the ground, but that's been like something I've wanted to do for like a long time, and I still haven't done it, so I don't know if I ever will.
Yeah.
But I'd like to.
All right. That's all my questions, but
Great.
anything you want to say to the interview or whatever you got out there?
For anybody who happens to see this or whatever, just check out our music. It's pretty good. You know?
Perfect.
I don't hate it. I think it's pretty good. That's all.
Sweet. What's the meaning behind the name? Where'd it come from? If you want to tell it.
We have this system where we all pitch a bunch of fucking ideas,
Yeah.
and then there's either rationality behind some of them, or we just have to come to a compromise where we're like, this is the one, this is the best sounding thing, the best looking thing, or like that makes the most sense with whatever we're doing, whether it was the name or like songs or album names or even just like art ideas or skit ideas. we have like a really in-depth process for as stupid as we are. We'll sit down and really like look at something and be like, oh,
Makes
this
us
is
feel smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say we have like semi-meaning behind the name for sure. Like we definitely were like leaning towards like, we don't want to take ourselves too seriously as a band, and you know we still want to have the balls to.
I think it's more like take yourself seriously in what you do, but not who you are. You know?
Yeah, and just kind of like leaned into that and had our own thing. But we also wanted it to be like a marketable name and something that people can recognize. So we're like, this sounds like a good thing, and then we can tell the story on interviews like this.
Yeah, but so that method he was talking about there, where we do all that, you know, we kind of dial it down and get really technical about it. I don't recall us doing that for the name. I just remember sacrificing a small goat on a poster of Boy George, and the blood said "Dead Humor."
Oh yeah, we did do that.
Well, that happened
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That's how we got most of our ideas.
Well,
that's all the song names.
That's
too.
how that name got into the list of suggestions.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that was cool.
There were a lot
got
of
to
there
discuss
were a lot of goats that night. To be fair,
A lot of pictures of Boy George.
Yeah, lots of pictures of Boy George. What was you gotta give like some of the Joey notoriously had all the best worst ones, like the ones that you never use.
Oh, dude,
Like
mine
you
was
gotta throw
sick.
some of those out.
You got
There was one where it was like Pillsbury Pimp or something.
that was for the album.
That's for the song.
You should tell them that in.
But
Unless we want to use
okay, so like a heartfelt goodbye to the Pillsbury Pimp.
Yeah,
That's great.
Imagine sing that on Bogart's.
Oh.
That was for our album title. But there's for the band name, I had like Manchurian Disco. I liked that one. The Crooked Quartet.
that one was mine. I like that one. I thought that one was cool. I came up with that.
I came up with that.
No, you didn't.
I came up with
I
that.
100% came
No,
up
I
with
did.
that.
I did.
No, you did not.
I can't believe you actually think you came up with that. I'm the one who
I
came
can't
up.
believe you think you did.
Well, I fucking
Oh my
hated
God.
that name, and I'm the one who.
And he came up with it. It was actually you. Oh
Yeah.
man, we're gonna have to debate that after this. Though I definitely came
You
up with
seriously think you did?
Yeah.
That's idiotic.
it. No way, did I?
You have never been
Hold on,
more dumb.
why are you getting so defensive about it?
Because it's a good name and it's mine.
And I came up with it.
Nah.
You can tell if you read the energy in the room. Whoever watches this, you can tell it was probably me who came up with
No,
it.
you just had to say that first
No.
to make it seem like that.
Yeah, because I came up with it. Anyway,
This is crazy.
that was a good name. Dead is probably I think it's a better name than Dead Humor, but Dead Humor gets it done. I don't dislike Dead Humor.
Yeah, I think we can adapt to it in a lot of ways too. We've created like a lot of themes.
Oh,
out of it,
your
a lot
guys'
of
logos
things
that you've made are great.
Yeah,
He does a ton of the art
That's
stuff.
yours?
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
flexible.
Yeah.
It's become like a little project thing.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it too. It's like we always like have like debates about whether it should be like is it just gonna be the lettering or do you have the logo too? But I like the idea of the fact that we at least do have a logo we can sometimes use.
I don't really like the logo.
I know he does.
I think it's too on the nose.
Yeah.
I like the brandability of that though. I feel like you can do
Yeah.
more with that than just a couple of letters.
That is a valid argument, which I will accept.
That's the one thing. That's like the one thing that makes me think about that.
Yeah.
It's a little on the, and it is weird. Sometimes people think it's like a Grateful Dead kind
Yeah.
of cover band,
Yeah,
which is
I'm sure that
definitely
happens
not.
a
Yeah,
lot,
not even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Not at all. You know.
Very far off.
Yeah. No, not even close,
Yeah.
honestly. But I respect it.
But also, like, people who haven't seen the logo and just heard the name Dead Humor have asked that, and I'm like, is it really just because there's the word dead in there that, like, makes you assume that it's a...
Yeah, or they say, like,
It's
dead,
definitely ingrained in culture. Yeah.
It's just not what I would jump to if I heard that.
or they say it wrong, like, Dead Boomer. you
Dead
know.
Boomer, yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard
Dead
that.
Dead
Humor.
tumor, I bet.
Yeah.
Dead Human? That's what we get sometimes.
Dad humor.
Dead Human?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, somebody, yeah, you're right, Dead Humor, or Human, somebody did say that too.
Wow.
They get it wrong all the time.
Yeah.
But if you hear it and you actually know what it is, though, it is very memorable. So I feel
Yeah.
like, ultimately, I'm okay with it, I'm happy with it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I wouldn't change it unless it was like
The Crooked
the
Quartet.
Crooked Quartet. but that ship has sailed. Oh, you got me. Are we all gonna just do
Yeah,
like,
let's all lounge.
Alright, let's lounge.
Are we lounging now?
Yeah, we're lounging.
Anthony Quelbo Palmer. Where'd Quelbo come from?
I got it on the streets, man. I got it from the hood. No. It was, I don't even remember what the conversation was. Peach said it. Peach pitched the word.
Oh, yeah.
we might have just been fucked up, and he said it, and it sounded good to all of them, so now I'm fucking stuck with it. But,
I love it.
you know what? It's charming. The inner circle gets to know.
Yeah.
I resist it to the max when we're out in places, because they're like, call him this, and I'm like, no, they gotta either earn it or learn my real name, because it's gonna be real confusing if they don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much where it came from. Wish it was something a little cooler, but I'll take it because it's unique.
Yeah.
I'll get style points on it, so.
Mhm. Yeah.
I could have been like Shark Tooth or something cool.
Yeah.
I started telling people I was from like Sweden or something, and that's just like my real name.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And piggyback after that, you grew up in Centerville.
I did,
What
yes.
was that like?
Nothing like living in Cincinnati. Man.
Yeah.
Like, it is very suburbia. I think that I had a lot of fun growing up with the people I grew up with, but I think that I was living a life that wasn't really satisfying me in suburbia. I think it was very, like, I was bored. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. And there was stuff that I wish I was doing that wasn't accessible to me at that time. I had started music in Dayton, but there was not really, like, a platform for me to kind of launch with. I don't know how the scene is in Dayton now, but when I was there, there were limited options.
Yeah.
So starting with bands was hard to find, and then playing at places with those bands was hard
Even
to find
harder.
or get on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually, one of the reasons I decided to go to UC too was so I had a reason to get out of Dayton and move to a city. And it all worked out because I was able to find a project that I stuck with, and there's a lot of places to play here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
What was your musical taste like growing up compared to what it's like now?
I think that I was a little bit more elitist and pinholed in my taste when I was younger.
Yeah.
I think everybody starts with a genre that gets them into music and stuff. I had always liked the era between like the 50s and like the 80s. I was a big metalhead when I was like a teenager, which was cool. I still am. I love that music. But for a while there, I was kind of like, this is the music I like. This is what I'm going to keep getting into. This is the kind of projects that I want to be in. And then it wasn't until probably I was 16 or 17 when I started discovering new music based on like moods. Like I would find playlists for like certain moods and like just discover a lot of stuff through that. And then once I got to Cincinnati and was able to like see live acts and kind of discover through other people's music because everyone comes from different influences, my palette like exploded. Like I have so much appreciation for all different kinds of music now. Stuff that I used to hate and cringe at now, I'm like, wow, this is actually really good, like musicianship or creativity. So I have a lot of respect for a little bit of everything now. I'm still trying to ease my way into contemporary country. It's not my favorite thing.
Luck.
Yeah, I know there's like a lot of pop country. Everyone always says, you know, there's like good country, there's like old country, there's stuff like that. And I'm like, yes, but I also know there has to be some good contemporary country out there.
Yeah.
It just hasn't made its way through me yet, but we'll get there.
Slowly but surely.
But yeah, I'm a genre freak. I love all genres. I love subgenres of everything.
Yeah.
Just like discovering new people's take on things is really interesting to me. So yeah, but I've always loved rock. Rock is home base for me. It's just got that punch, you know. It resonates with the rebellious side. So yeah, I think that's kind of where we're all at too. Is we kind of like gravitate towards that as the main energy, and then use all different styles of everything else to just kind of throw into it.
Do you think your family had any impact on your music taste?
Definitely, 100%. So my dad is the biggest, in my direct family, he's the biggest musician. He's a bass player and a vocalist, and he's been in a lot of projects himself, but I grew up like going to his shows and stuff. I'd play at like food truck rallies and I'd be there. I think I appreciated it more when I started playing myself because I got access to all his hand-me-down stuff, which was big. I mean, we're still using some of that shit. So I had a little bit of a leg up on people because I didn't have to buy a bunch of gear right out of the gate. But yeah, he taught me how to do bass. He let me have one of his guitars, so that was my first guitar. And I was doing that for years. So yeah, I think that I grew up listening to a lot of that music too, which was why I was so into it at the time. But yeah, definitely. My uncle is a really phenomenal drummer too. So he drums all the time, and My aunt plays French horn. Big musical fan.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
But we all have our different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What hobbies and stuff are you interested in outside of the band?
I kind of bounce off of what Joey said. I'm really into the arts. I'm really into like culture and history and things like that. I appreciate the human experience. So a lot of like, we were talking film, literature, things like that. I like to see what people can think up and create and do. I like writing a lot. I graduated with like a history and archaeology degree, so I actually dipped my toe into writing and scholarly stuff for a while. I'd love to get published at some point, but that's a lot of work for what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, stuff like that. Writing music, poetry, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a poet. I don't think I'm that kind of guy, but I do like to dabble in it and just see what I can do. But yeah.
That's awesome. Alright, your dream theater or music hall to play at.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
So, I want to hit all the classic spots just to say that I've been, like Whiskey A Go-Go or somewhere like that. Yeah. Just to say that I've played there. That would be cool. But I think what I really want to do is get out of the country and play somewhere, whether it's like a festival or something. I think that would be really cool to just experience, like, being in a completely different kind of community and being like, hey, this is what I just brought, like, across the ocean or something. Yeah. But I'd love to play on, like, any kind of festival stage that has hundreds to thousands of people to see. That's, like, the goal.
The dream.
Just once. Give me that. But, I'm big on the classics. I want to just, for historical purposes, be like, yeah, I played there. Like, I shared the stage, like, where people have been way beyond where we're at.
What's your day job like in terms of working with the band and stuff?
Yeah. So I was working at a law firm of all places before. Nothing crazy. I was just an assistant. I hated it, man. Like it paid the bills, but it was also like I was kind of putting on a mask for 8 hours a day. So I started leaning back into my writing a little bit, and now I do like copywriting and digital marketing, kind of freelance. I'm working with a digital marketer out of Florence, mostly doing remote work right now. But I think I'm learning it better than I did in school. So I'm like, maybe I might lean into this because there's a lot of like freedom here. And I can be myself in that role, which is really important to me. But yeah, I do like writing a lot, and I'm trying to get into digital marketing a little bit more because there's a big demand for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. That's about it for me. What do you want to say to the people out there?
What do I want to say? Don't be silly. Wrap your willy.
You guys want to talk about your first album? How was the process, like recording it all? Like,
a lot different than our last one.
Getting you ready for that.
Yeah.
Doing everything the first time.
Well, we did it for free.
Yeah, we did do it for free.
That was the coolest part about it.
Yeah. I had fun doing it. It was just we got a lot of liberty to kind of work in the mix than we probably should have because we really didn't know what we were doing at that time. So I think that had we have given our sound engineer like a little bit more of like, you could do what you think is going to make us sound like good. It probably would. The quality might have been a little bit better. But I think overall, like, it was a good time capsule of where we were at that time. And we did some cool stuff with, like, Sneaky Sir Suave that I didn't expect us to do at that time until we started throwing out ideas and being like, oh, man, this is actually coming together.
That was a ton of fun doing that.
That was super fun.
I really enjoyed that.
For anyone who hasn't heard that recording, we did, like, a ton, in that one song in particular, we did a ton of, like, overdubbing with just weird vocal sounds and, like, backwards talking.
Yeah, they, like,
a lot of this.
The guy recorded us just talking and then played it in reverse, and he was like, "This sounds awesome."
Yeah, it's basically like Pink Floyd, but a little bit better. You know?
We're kind of like ascended where they were at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got big brains.
That whole album, though, it's like so. It was my cousin who did it. That's why we were able to do it for free. And like I said, the reason why it is the way it is because he really did, like you said. It's like we had no idea what we were doing, and he gave us way too much free, which is exciting. And if we were really good at what we were doing, then you want somebody who produces like that, you know what I mean, to kind of let you do your vision and you'll know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
But we had no idea what we were doing, so it's like there's some goofy choices on there, and we were constantly trying to like get the mix right and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from that shit though. Like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though like if I would go back, I would probably change a few things. But I'm like I know exactly where the things went wrong now and like what to do in the future.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was worth it overall.
No, it's
like, it was a
freaking-
big experience.
It's
Oh, yeah.
freaking fun, man. I enjoyed doing that album. We were just like, between takes, just sitting, since it was like his house, we were just sitting around, hanging out.
Yeah,
hanging
hanging
out.
Yeah, we were
It's
in
a
no
good way to
like
do it.
time crunch or anything to get it done. We could just kind of like go in when we were like, hey, let's go record some songs and like work on it.
Yeah. And a ton of those songs and some on the next album too were stuff that we, like some of those songs that are on there, like That Hot Cherry Vibe or stuff like that, like we made ages before we recorded that. I mean, like way back early in high school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which sounds, I mean, I think the songs sound pretty good for being from that. I'm not saying
Yeah.
we've written better songs since, but I'm pretty proud with most of the songs in there. Like I said, the recording, it's like, it's like a first effort. It could have been better, but I think the songs that are on there, I think for the most part we do a good job of conveying the
Make You
music.
Move was like one of the first riffs I ever wrote.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we were making that, it was in
Yeah.
the room at whichever house that was.
Junefield.
Yeah, the Junefield house, yeah.
Grooves Day, I think, was the first lyrics I wrote for this band.
Yeah.
Like, and
Not
I think that was
fart or
the
a phone?
phone track. That was my phone.
Okay.
Dude, I can't fart during an interview.
I can, dude.
Oh, farted.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
dude,
what
don't,
we were talking about.
don't gas me up the couch.
I got nervous.
I'm right next to you. Oh man, fan this out.
It's not gonna stink. Kind of stink.
Derailed.
Derailed the interview.
But yeah, good album. Good album.
Yeah.
Everybody listen to that. But after you listen to the other album,
Yeah.
Listen to the better one.
listen to our second
Halfway to
album.
halfway.
It's more mature than the
Yeah.
second one. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I wish for the first album that I had waited like 6 more months before I started doing vocal tracks on there, because I got really juicy like right after we had recorded everything, and I'm like, oh man, I should have waited just a little bit longer to get better, and then
Dude, so it was like the opposite. That's funny you said that, because I was like, not saying I'm like amazing or anything, but there was like, I was okay-ish like a few months before we recorded that, and then I just went through like this crazy like,
cellulitis.
yeah, this no, that was later, the cellulitis. No, this is before that. I just like went through this crazy like spurt of technical skill, and then I like changed all my solos right before we recorded. I was like, yes, they sound way better, because before that it sounded like trash, dude.
Yeah.
Trash. So it's like I actually lucked out in the nick of time.
There you go.
But we all would be better now if we did.
Yeah, for sure. You're always gonna think that. I'm sure when we drop the next thing, I'll be like, damn, that second album sounds like shit.
Yeah.
No, I probably won't. I'm really proud of the second album.
Me too. I think it sounds pretty fucking good.
Yeah. We went to Moonlight Studios to record that, and Eric Tuffinson was the sound engineer, and he knew his shit pretty well.
Yeah.
So we had some pretty cool. He was throwing out really good advice too, which I think we also learned a lot from.
He's even the mastermind behind some of the sound effects on the last track.
Yes, that is true. He's got a little synth action in there.
Mm-hmm. And Blowtorch.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna burn his studio down. This guy comes out with a blowtorch in the voice isolation box with all the flammable ass soundproofing.
Yeah.
I'm like, this studio's going up.
He was like, can we please put this in there? Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
We'll let you do it, but you got to be the one doing it. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, Blowtorch was neat.
Peach.
Howdy.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Carthage, one street over from where Joey lived. Yeah. And we never hung out as kids. We did only once a year for his birthday party.
Yeah.
And then, like, every other time, I'd just be, like, riding a scooter or a bike or something. And be like, oh, I go to school with that guy. And then never see him again.
How long you been playing bass?
Let's see, since sophomore year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm 24. I don't know how many years that is. 8?
A few,
I was just
yeah.
say 8. 7 or 8.
Yeah. Who are some of your like musical influences? The guys that you look up to the most?
Well, it may be hard to tell,
Yeah.
but I fucking love Flea from the Chili Peppers.
Next thing I'd like to talk about is slapping.
Yeah, I watched that stupid like black and white video of him teaching people how to play bass or play slap like for years.
Yeah.
Like I still watch it sometimes, trying to learn just that riff that he does, where it's like ding, 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 ding. It's just still groovy. And then there's like Larry Graham, there's Bootsy, all of the great Jaco, fucking John Entwistle, everybody. I love them all. So if they're good as fuck at what they do, I like it.
Where'd you get the name Peach? If you want to talk about it, or if you want to keep it a secret.
No, I'm just kidding. My first name is Mike, which is lame. No offense to all the Mikes out there, but I couldn't deal with it.
Isn't that Flea's first name?
Yeah. Michael Flea Bowsery.
There you go. Kind of have to follow that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I couldn't stick with just, hey, that's Mike over there. I don't like that. My last name is Petrie.
Ah.
So
Perfect.
I like acquired nicknames as I was growing up. So
Yeah.
like 4th grade, I think it was my 4th grade teacher. She started calling me Petrie Man. I was like, oh, okay. I don't really like that much, but I'll deal with it. And that stuck for a little bit. Then they just shortened it to Petrie, like 6th through 8th grade.
Yeah.
And then I think I went back to Mike again for freshman year. And then sophomore year, it was like, fuck all those names, dude. It's Peach. It's definitely Peach.
Heck yeah.
So I was like, alright, I like Peach. I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
And that's how I introduce myself to everybody now, too, which is weird. I don't think people quite understand it at first, because it's always, I'm Peach. And they're like, Peach? Yeah. Like, how did that work out?
Yeah.
Well, it did.
You're saying it, so it works.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. Anybody in your family super into music like you?
Well, my mom's dad was like self-taught on the piano and also self-taught on the ukulele. So he would just like sit around the house jamming, like making up dumb songs like about whatever's on the kitchen table or something. But he had like an amazing singing voice for some reason. Well, his brothers and stuff, the people I didn't get to meet because he was old.
Yeah.
They were all musical. Like, my great uncle was the first DJ Pauly D in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, like, out there just playing music, and they called him DJ Pauly. Yeah, and his last name was DeLuca. So. Yeah, so I had him who noodled around while I was a kid, but neither one of my parents very musically inclined. Like, my mom did a little bit in high school.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was just growing up listening to, like, my dad was a big fan of classic rock. My mom liked Prince and the Bee Gees and stuff like that. So I got a good mix of, like, I mean, kind of what I play now, so.
Right, yeah.
I was very heavily influenced by people who aren't musical.
What did you grow up listening to on your own, other than your parents' stuff?
On my own?
Yeah.
Probably listened to more hip-hop than they did.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And, I don't know, probably, like, more new metal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, our whole class in grade school was into Linkin Park. Don't let any of those motherfuckers lie to you. Like, they love Linkin Park. And so we listened to that for a while, but there was, like, a good mix of shit always flowing around. It was...
Yeah.
That sounded really fecal, what I just said.
A good amount of shit flowing around.
Yeah.
Where is the dream theater that you want to play? Like Red Rocks or Carnegie Hall?
Oh man, I don't even know.
Or if you got a few you want to play.
You know what? Royal Albert Hall, because of that Led Zeppelin show.
Yeah.
That is like, that was one of the first videos they showed me of Led Zeppelin, was like them playing that show.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this fucks. I gotta do that. Like,
Yeah.
So that's like way out there, but still, that would be amazing.
Yeah. What's your day job like, and how's it work for the band, if it does?
My day job's boring. I work in a machine shop
Yeah.
with almost all of my family. Like, 2 of my cousins work in the building. One of my cousins works from home. My dad and my uncle are both supervisors there. Yeah, so they kind of just like spread all of us out in this like machine shop, and I'm in training to like run the outside services section of this shop. So all of these machinists make these big metal parts, like a bunch of copper, a bunch of metal, and or a bunch of steel.
Yeah.
And they send it over to me to either go get painted or plated in like silver and zinc and all that shit. That's like highly conductive. And like then that I'm responsible for making sure it goes to the right place, comes back, gets quality checked. If it's good, then it goes down to shipping. So I'm kind of like a middleman for dealing with all of these other businesses that we have to do business with to get the parts finished or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's very boring.
Oh, yeah.
I'm basically driving a forklift around all day, picking up parts like, is this done? And they're like, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then I take it, and then it goes on a truck, and
Yeah.
I figure that out once it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks, but, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not like horrible hours, which is good.
Mhm.
Like, during the week, I work Monday through Friday. No weekends. Hardly. Unless there's like overtime or something. But I wake up at 5 a.m. and that sucks, especially after a hard, like, dead humor weekend where I'm usually not going to bed until 6:30, 7 o'clock. So that's weird. So, and then I do the full 8 hours, get off at 3:30, come home, try to work out, try to do, like, practicing on my own or whatever, and then whatever we have going on that night.
Mhm.
And then hopefully go to bed and try to get more than 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it for my questions, but anything you want to say to the interview and the people that might be watching?
If you actually watched my interview out of everyone else's, I'm shocked, because I'm usually not the one who gets to talk the loudest. So, I hope you enjoyed my ramblings and nothing that really anyone should care about outside of myself.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, of course, man.
How long have you guys been living together?
Like a year and a
year?
half. Yeah.
Well,
A little less than a year and a half.
I think, almost a year and a half, something like that. Dude, that changed the game, boy.
Yeah,
Dude, we
That,
got
like,
real productive.
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
My
Sure.
God, dude. You might not have even seen us by now if we weren't living together.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That freaking changed the game. We can break bottles now all the time. We
Yeah.
break a lot of bottles, man.
And couches, apparently.
We break couches.
Yeah.
Dude, we just
Like
break
breaking
stuff all the
It's
time.
fun
now.
to
It's
break
awesome.
stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We're really inspired by, like, Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You heard of that indie band, Limp Bizkit,
Yeah.
man?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
They have
I
this,
see a lot of people talk about them every once in a while.
yeah, they have this fun little jaunt called Break Stuff, and we break stuff all the time, dude. Yeah, no, it's been amazing though. Honestly, all of us living together, that's seriously, like, all jokes aside, did change the game, because I think we did pretty well with what we had not living together, but it's like, you can only, like, you're planning things, and it's harder to meet up, you know, you're doing most of it through, like, a group chat, you know. which I mean I don't know. I guess I'm technically a Zoomer, but I don't mess with that chat business. I like to talk in person, and it skyrocketed our productivity. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
We got so much more done
For sure.
Everything. Like last year even, that was the year. Like, I feel like I don't want to say made or broke a lot of bands, but there were a ton of bands that just kind of sat to the wayside and nothing happened. And I really feel like because we were here and we were like, well, if we're not playing shows, let's do stuff. And we got so much done because of that. I mean, the album was out. We released skits and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We did break a lot of stuff. I mean, we did all of it, man.
I had a dream that I had to fight Fred Durst like at a bar. Like, he was hassling me at the bar.
Did you win?
Well, it didn't get to the fight. It was just him, like, hassling me at the bar, and I'm like, am I gonna have to fight Fred Durst in front of all my friends like this? Like, are you really putting me in the situation, bud?
He said, man, you acting like a counterfeit.
But, no, I got woken up by my alarm, so I didn't get to fight
Thank
him.
God, you almost got decked. You almost got rocked by Fred
He would've got me
Durst.
with the chainsaw.
Dude, you would have woke up so embarrassed if you got your ass kicked by Fred
I
Durst.
didn't want to fight Fred Durst, dude. I just got too much respect.
He would have wrapped you up in that big white T-shirt he's
yeah.
You'd have been in
Looking
there.
like a dad now.
ICP breaks in afterwards.
Am I gonna have to fight ICP in front of all my friends?
Hey, let's start a beef with ICP. Can we do that on it? Is this the platform for that?
You don't want to do that.
I know, we would get destroyed.
Their fans are gonna be,
Dude, we would get eaten alive, man.
We need their fans to tell us how to start beef with them, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
what's
gets
their
under
weaknesses?
their skin?
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't
Magnets?
keep up with them enough, man.
You're not down with the clown?
I gotta get more on top of that, you know?
You gotta get down with the clown.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I know nothing about the clown, but I feel like a beef with the clown would be hilarious. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's so not our wheel. That's something. You know what? That's something I want to do. I want to start some.
Start fighting other bands.
Yeah.
fan beef going.
Yeah, I want the Beatles to our Stones. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
absolutely.
that's what I want, man. Because I feel like, I mean, I don't know. We're not like edgelords or anything, but I do. But I like you got to be a little crass. You know what I mean? Like, I just never liked the idea of extreme sterility in the band thing. Like, you have to wear. Well, we kind of wear a uniform now, but
Claudio and I are
Actually,
fucking
that's-
matching,
It's
dude.
very much become like second
Is that
nature
his
though, at
best?
this point.
No, it's
No,
fine.
this is all
we
spontaneous.
do share clothes all the time.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
It's like it's like a thrift store in here of our own belongings.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we need a
constantly-
bigger closet for sure.
We do.
We need
Just
one
utilize this.
Yeah,
gigantic.
turn it
We should
out
turn
in
this
here.
whole room into a closet.
Yeah.
The band wardrobe.
Dude, I thought about like the next, like, we're not gonna have enough
Come
money
on.
by then, but the next place is like, how rad would that be if there was like that extra spare room? And it's
Oh,
just like we have
God.
racks and mannequins in there and stuff like that. It's like
I'm
a
here for
staging
it.
room.
I would
God,
love
that would be sick, man. Because, you know, a very
I'm tired of keeping this shit in my room too. It just takes up too much
It does.
space.
It takes up so much.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. No, a very insightful man that I know once told me, it's like, you know, you're either a band that dresses up or you don't dress
A
up.
band that
This
fucks up.
This
dude.
man's a genius, he said this, and I was like, that's true. Let's be a band who dresses up then, I guess.
Yeah.
What was the man?
It was me.
I don't ever really remember that becoming like a conversation. It just
It-
kind of like spontaneously
Yeah.
started happening.
I mean, I was
Like,
trying
we're
to make
doing
it a
this now.
conversation.
Yeah.
I would bring it up.
It would just be like, how do we look hot and funny at the same time?
Yeah.
But then we
Yeah.
then we started doing it like everywhere though, not even just like shows anymore. It became kind of like it's
I was
like
gonna say,
second
the first
nature
time I
after a
met
while.
you were all dressed up, and I was like, man, you
Yeah.
are definitely looking like a rock star.
It's like, well, it's like,
It's fun,
It
dude.
is
It feels
second
right.
nature.
It feels
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a good look.
I don't even own, besides like a couple of pairs of work pants, I don't even own normal pants anymore. They're all bell bottoms, a lot of them paisley, and it's like, I don't know, that's just what I like to wear. I mean, it's not
it's
even...
comfortable.
My fashion sense was brain dead up until college, dude. This is like now I'm indulging at the most extreme level of it because
Yeah.
I'm like, this is awesome. I have
Clothes
access
I
to all these
sleep
things
in
I never
and
had
I have
access
these.
to.
You should
I
get...
sleep naked.
You should get like a sleep suit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a vintage sleep suit.
It's got a tie.
Yeah, that would be sick. I don't know. It's like mostly unironic now. Though this is, I mean, this
Yeah,
hat.
this is pretty
This
natural.
hat's a little ironic. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
kind of like a douchebag wearing this, but I kind of like it too. Honestly,
Get a feather in
No,
there.
you're
and
fine.
it'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that shit.
The feather in there would definitely
Yeah.
like, push it over the edge.
Well, because
Yeah,
then
get
it's
like
so
a
far over the
big
edge that
flying
nobody can be
feather.
like,
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
that intentionally. Yeah,
You gotta do
yeah.
like a peacock feather, dude.
Yeah.
Like one that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
4 feet long.
That would be sick, actually. I think I will do that. I like that. I'm down. I just gotta find a peacock and rip out a feather, and
There
I'm
you
good
go.
to go.
They
I
got
know the
peacocks
zoo.
at the zoo.
I can go to the
It's
zoo,
right
yeah.
there.
I think they're okay with you going in there and ripping the feathers out.
Yeah,
of
they
it.
wouldn't
They let
let
the
them
peacocks walk
I
around.
need
Yeah,
this
they
to
wouldn't do
look
that.
cool.
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
Look, after what they did to Harambe, you're telling me I can't go in there and pull a
Unreal.
fucking peacock?
That's the
Well,
least
what's
they
a
could
feather,
do.
you know?
Yeah.
After they murked my boy.
Yeah.
I told myself I wouldn't bring up Harambe, but so hard not to.
Oh, dude. Still bitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're a violence towards animals kind of band, you know what I mean? Like,
Wait, like we propagate violence towards animals?
Yeah, that's like kind of what our shtick is.
That's true. Well, our merch is from endangered species.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true too. Yeah. Anyway, that's all we got on that.
What was that, the second album?
So anyway, this is how we dress.
Segue into COVID from that.
Yeah.
What was going through that for you guys?
The second
Yeah.
album, actually. Yeah,
Oh,
we spent
okay.
a lot of time recording that.
Yeah.
And then we did some skits. We kind of dipped our toe into, like, videos and stuff like that. Which was actually really good. We had more time to do that because of COVID. Because we
Yeah.
weren't doing a lot of shows, like,
Definitely.
stacked up on each other.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that for so long. I think we're all capable of being funny. I don't know if we're always funny, but we're definitely capable at least writing something funny. So I wanted to do that stuff for a long time. Everybody was on the same page. We finally had time to do it, like writing,
Well,
just
we
like
also
bits.
lived here, so
And we all lived here too.
Yeah.
we could keep each other in check. Like, did you do the thing yet?
Yeah. Like I think of like what's the first Beatles movie?
Hard Day's Night?
Is it Hard Day's Night? That's the one, like the first one that they did.
I think so.
It's like very slapstick, very British, but I like it that it's like
Yeah.
musicians that do, and their acting is pretty good.
Oh
and stuff.
yeah.
So that to me I love, but I always thought it's like that needs to be like more Evil Deaded up. Like I want it to be kind of fucked up and campy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like
We had big
Crass.
ideas for Halloween. We didn't
Yeah.
get to it.
I
though.
know.
Yeah. It's always next time.
But to stay on topic, because we've derailed almost every one of your questions. To stay on topic, yeah, that was like the COVID thing. I know COVID was terrible, of course. I mean, it totally wrecked the planet. It's been awful for a lot of people. But in all darkness, you'll find that little flashlight there because, dude, we definitely found the flashlight.
Yeah.
Not the flashlight, the flashlight.
Keep it in the dark.
If you saw that staring down your hallway at 3 a.m.
Yeah, we found the flashlight.
Because it glows in the
We took a lot of advantage of it, though, honestly,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah.
We took full advantage of that flashlight.
We did get our shit together, though. We got a lot of our like finances and stuff worked out. Our merch. We got an online store opened up, pretty much.
It
Yeah,
did suck
was
not
good.
playing shows as often.
Yeah.
It did suck.
That
Yeah.
was-
Yeah, this
That
kinda-
was sad.
I missed it.
We didn't get to go out and like talk to all of like the bands we've made friends with over the last like how many years?
Yeah.
Before that,
It's like
5
4 or
years.
5,
Yeah.
5 years now.
I mean, that was a bummer. Of course, we all wanted to play, but I really, like, in my mind, I was just thinking, like, okay, it's like I think we all decided, it's like, we didn't feel comfortable playing when it was, like, for multiple reasons. I mean, for the main
Yeah.
reason, because I didn't want to go out there if there's still the pandemic's in full
Yeah.
swing. And the other reason, honestly, is more superficial. It's like, it's kind of bad optics to be out there, like, doing the Florida
Yeah.
spring break thing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, we should probably avoid that.
Don't want to be encouraging that shit.
Yeah.
in the middle
Yeah,
of it.
so I feel like we were thinking, it's like, okay, if there's literally not, like, if we agree that we're literally not going to do shows right now, no matter what, then it's just the sky's the limit with doing anything and everything else you could possibly do to get in front of people in other ways and workshop the craft,
Yeah. Social media was big for us.
Social
We got on our
media,
shit with that.
Exactly, and
We've
like,
kind of turned our Instagram story into like a weekly episode. Of
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's going on around
Yeah.
our
Yeah,
house?
yeah.
will it be productivity, will it be music, or will it be degeneracy? You'll never know.
Yeah, right.
It's usually a nice even mix of
Yeah.
I think so too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all that stuff kind of like got rolling, I'd say, last year, because we've been playing for a while, and like shows before 2020 happened, and we were talking about this, it's like I feel like we were booked up like all the way up through summer, tons of really cool shows, lots of bands we'd love to play with, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like I don't want to say I'm stoked that the COVID thing happened.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like a blessing in disguise in some ways. I mean, there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
we did that
We could
never
redirect
done.
at that
It
point.
was
Yeah,
nice
like,
to be
dude.
able to step back and like think a little
Yes,
more
yeah,
about
for sure.
what we have to do. As
Yeah.
a group, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, as soon as we were able to play again and it was like safe,
Oh.
we fucking slingshotted back into
Right,
it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was like
for
nothing
sure.
ever happened. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
right into it.
Yeah.
No, that was great. That was the best thing about COVID being over. Is well over, but
yeah, that was the best thing.
less over. But I mean, dude, people are so stoked to be out seeing music and playing music right now.
Yep.
I mean, the scene is bumping. You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
You know what the deal is, man. It's like it's bumping out there right now, and I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, what do you guys think about the Cincinnati scene right now? About like everybody and just getting like stuff out there too.
It's so great right now.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of bands
so hot right now.
That's Cincy scene is so hot right now.
Yeah.
A lot of bands that weren't gonna that didn't pull through COVID, it kind of like weeded out a lot of the ones that were really serious about it, and like I think it made the scene a lot stronger because then all of those bands started networking harder than they were before. At least we did, and I don't know, we've kind of made this like little Clifton thing going on here a lot like more powerful for us, and I don't know. Yeah, the venue scenes are pretty strong right now still.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's like of course different pockets of scenes in Cincinnati, but if you want to look at the Cincy scene as the cumulative score of how all these individual scenes are doing, I mean, obviously we're extremely familiar with like around here right now because we're here, but it's like, I mean, Northside's bumping and OTR's bumping, and it's like. And there's I mean, Cincinnati in general, because I feel like
there's a good audience though in this neighborhood.
Yeah,
it's just a bunch of like 20-somethings like looking to rock out. Like,
right.
Yeah,
I think we have like the potential to become like a music city, like
Seattle,
definitely,
like Seattle, Nashville, whatever.
Yeah. And there's
it's
a
not
concerted
right
effort,
now.
too.
Like we have a great scene, but it's not that like.
Got some steps.
Yeah.
I think it's worth touring bands like coming through here because I think that there is a big enough music scene in Cincinnati for it to be worth their stop.
For sure.
So like, a lot of places I'm sure people stop. They're like, oh man, probably should have gone somewhere else. But this is definitely not one of those places. I think that there's
And it's
like a
pretty
lot going on
diverse
here.
around here, man.
Yeah, for sure.
we got good beer.
Good beer.
Yeah.
Lots of
A lot of
Yeah.
different genres like succeed here. It's not just
We're
like,
a bill and a beer and chili city before a music city. But
Yeah.
Beer and chili first,
We're-
brother.
we're all
Music's
these-
creeping,
we're these
man.
other-
I think art in general in Cincinnati though is on the rise. I think
There is
there's
a good art scene.
There's
there,
a big initiative there. Like
There is, because it's not just, because I do feel like there's groundwork. It's like bands around here. Like, I mean, we try to do our part, but there's tons of great bands. I don't want to make anyone jealous. I'm not going to say who the best ones are, but there are bands that are working their ass off right now that are cultivating a natural kind of thing, and tons of people around them too. But it's like, and that's just like the actual like grassroots element of it. But I feel like, well, I know there is. Like I talk to people all the time, like people like Devin and stuff like that, where it's like there's a concerted effort by venues and places to actually make this place that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just the grassroots thing too. Like there are people in pretty good positions of power that are trying to make it happen.
Even like
Shadow governments.
actually politically, like the city didn't they fund a lot of like the new venues like Icon and
Yeah.
so like even on a
right.
political level, they are pushing that way.
Yeah,
They're
for
making
sure.
better decisions than the streetcar. Oh no, controversy.
Yeah, let's get political.
Okay, should we talk about our politics?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't ask us about
I'm
politics.
on
I
the
don't.
McDonald's side. Like I don't have opinions.
I don't want
You
to
said
talk
something about
politics.
McDonald's. What did you say?
I watched Norm Macdonald's special last night. And
Oh yeah, dude. That
he
was
has
fucked,
like this
dude.
one thing where he doesn't have any opinions.
And he's got strong opinions about not having.
Yeah,
opinions. Yeah. That's great, man. Rip Norm, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
I miss
yeah.
him already.
Me too,
Sad.
honestly.
Yeah.
We could have got Norm on a bill, dude. He totally would have done it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
You guys should get a comedian to open for you.
We've tried.
Yes!
We've
Yeah,
tried.
yes.
We're trying.
We
I agree.
we talk to them like anywhere we see them. There was a couple guys that rolled through here at Motor like a couple weekends ago.
Oh yeah.
What were they called?
Oh man.
We're in a car. Well, no, that's not it.
We were in a car. No, I got it on Instagram.
Dude, yeah, those guys got the right idea. I like what they were doing, man. That was cool.
They were a touring act. I don't think this is their first tour. Let me figure out who they were called.
It was not their first tour.
Yeah, but they were stopping
Guys
in
and
to Cincinnati, and they're like, "Hey, tell us about the scene." We do like bits about it.
This close.
Yeah, no, they were like probing Motor to get some of the deets on Cincinnati. I was like, well,
Yeah.
the Bengals always lose. I mean,
We're locals.
We're locals.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
It's these two guys. Did we already say that?
Yeah. They were on tour. They're just getting switched around. But we've also talked to like comedians at the Renaissance Festival and comedians that like do open mic at Chameleon and stuff like that. So eventually we'll get one.
Dude, I would love. I love the idea of and I want somebody who's ballsy about it though, because if it goes south and like people are, because that's happened before where
dude, I kind of want it to.
No, me too. I'm just as happy either way.
Yeah.
Because that's happened before where bands will bring on a comedian and then people are just here for this band like, what the hell is this? And like their jokes bomb the whole time. I want somebody who's willing to roast the audience if they don't think it's funny. Like, oh man, that's what I need, dude. Bill Burr in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want, man.
100%. Yeah.
You know, so that would be so cool, man.
I think it'd be cool to have opening acts of like all different kind of things. Like, there's an obvious reason why
Like a stripper.
Yeah, dude, why not? All kinds of things. Yeah.
Oh,
To avoid
like
leaning
a
too much into
stripper
being a
troupe
Tenacious
of
D
all
band.
genders.
Wait, comedians, strippers, and strongmen all doing their thing.
Yeah.
And there's a dog. There's a dog in there somewhere.
Oh, you know there's a dog. A dog show. A dog show during the set.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, a petting zoo.
A dog show, but their handlers are strippers and
And big jack dudes holding chihuahuas.
Yeah.
And there's like one sexy dog that learns how to strip.
Oh, dude.
Now then we're gonna be getting the wrong.
You got him going on his thing.
Dude, that sounds like a cartoon, man. That's not real.
Let's do something with a little bit more meaning, like a Harambe memorial or something like that.
No, we already made the Harambe.
We could make a Burning Man thing of Harambe and go there.
Nah, that sounds like a lot of wooks.
Oh,
Yeah, there's all sorts of people at Burning Man.
Yeah, but I always think of wooks.
There's those.
I assume Burning Man probably smells more stinky than it does ashy.
You think it's stinkier than it's ashier?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Well, you ashy. What do you think about that?
Damn, you got me.
What do you think of that?
Scratches, dude.
Yeah, write my name on it. Yeah, but yeah, the scene is awesome.
To sum it all up.
Yeah. I'm fucking starving, man. Starving. I'm ready, dude. Where do you want? I'm feeling very comfortable. This was a good suggestion.
Where'd you grow up and what was it like?
I grew up right here in this city, and it was average at best, I guess. I don't know. Cincinnati's cool, but it's not cool when you're like, 10, I feel like, Specifically, I don't even remember. I was all over the place. I mean, the only place that really matters, the ground zero, is Green Hills. I'm sure at least Peach said something about Green Hills. That's the spot. That's ground zero. That's where it all went down. But I mean, besides that, I don't know, being a kid here, it's okay. We got into some fun stuff, but it was 100% just based on who you were around. The city itself offered very little.
Yeah.
It's much better now, but Yeah. So around here.
How long have you been playing guitar?
I've been playing guitar, for like maybe about 4 years. I technically started playing guitar probably when I was 13. Or maybe not. Hey, Peach.
Yeah.
How old are you at the end of like junior high? Like
I was trying to figure that out.
in like 8th grade?
I don't know.
13, 14?
Yeah, 13.
So maybe I was like 13 or 14 or something like that, but I wasn't good at all. Like I think I mentioned it earlier. It was like I 100% did it because I was like, this is like the pathway to chicks. You know what I mean? I wasn't nearly as dashing as I am now. I mean, I was super goofy looking. So I played guitar. I was like, this is gonna be the trick, and I did it, and I didn't really like it. I didn't enjoy it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there was like some sort of talent show there at the end of 8th grade. And then everybody was like, there were a few people who were playing guitar and they were better. Like there was a guy who could play Sweet Child of Mine, which I still can't play. And I was like, oh man, dude, he's killing. Not like he was good, like he couldn't play the song, but he could do like, yeah, exactly. So I was like, this guy is good, man. And then somebody else could play like, what was it? Well, I could play Smoke and Water. That wasn't that impressive. Everybody can do that.
Yeah.
But, so around that time, then there was a talent show, and I was like, oh, man, I'm jealous. So then I started taking it more seriously. But I don't think it was until the talent show in my freshman year of high school, though, when I, was just good enough. I played Reptilia, not very well, but just good enough for people who don't really know anything about the Strokes, thought it was good. I was like, man, what a rush. So then pretty much ever since then, I played it consistently. So, yeah.
Is there anybody in your family super into music like you?
There are some. I mean, nobody directly to me, like for instance, my dad and my mom. I mean, they like listening to music, but they're not like musical people or anything. They don't play any instruments or anything. But I do have. I mean, I got cousins and uncles and stuff like that are pretty good. But I'd say, like, I can't think of anybody that's ever, like, and maybe if they ever see this and they know I'm saying this, maybe they'll be pissed, but I can't think. Oh, you know what? Okay, my cousin Larry, actually, the one who did our first record, he's very musically inclined. That's who I'll say. He's great at guitar. He's a good vocalist. He knows a ton about, production equipment and stuff like that. So I would say him. He's definitely the one. He's very musical. Besides that, though, nobody, like, directly under me. I wasn't, like, I was definitely no prodigy. I was pretty terrible at guitar, frankly.
What's your, like, music taste? What are you listening to mostly?
So my tastes change constantly.
Yeah.
I would say, like, mainly, like, what's in main rotation for me usually is I switch between constantly, like, classic rock, jazz, and metal probably, and then funk is all over the place, but I like to think of funk as, like, an extension of, like, a lot of jazz and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm rotating between those three things constantly, you know what I mean? I love 90s alternative, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a huge 80s guy, but I just started coming around to that recently. It's like every year there's about 4 bands in a new genre that I didn't like before that I get into.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like the main stuff, but I literally will listen to almost anything. Like, there's very few genres that I haven't found music that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm actively trying to employ that into my guitar playing as often as possible. So, I mean, country's probably the hardest pill to swallow, but I do love me some old school country.
Oh, absolutely.
I love Marty Robbins, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Big Iron's more than just a meme, dude. That's a damn good song.
God. I mean, you can't go wrong with that meme, though.
No, it's also a great meme. Yeah. But no, that song genuinely, I think that song fucks, man. It's a great song. I'm kind of rocking my Marty Robbins fit right now,
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it, though. I'd say that's like the main quadfecta of things I would regularly listen to.
How different is that from when you were younger? Or were you always pretty much listening to the same stuff?
So very different, because it's like I don't think I gave a shit about music at all until maybe I played like Guitar Hero or something, and my balls dropped, around those 2 times. It was like, okay, girls and Guitar Hero is awesome. So around that time, I was listening to anything on there, but when I started, and it was the same thing for Peach, dude, we both listened to fucking Linkin Park, like we were Linkin Park fiends, dude, that's all we could listen to. So that's like gives you an idea where I came from, like from then.
Yeah.
And then I remember, and then I was getting into a bunch of like deathcore and screamo and stuff like that, which some of that stuff I can appreciate now, but I was getting into some cringy stuff some really bad stuff. And then when I finally started playing guitar seriously and discovered like stuff like truly started to appreciate Hendrix and got into Zeppelin and stuff like that, I was like, I can't listen to any of this shit anymore. So I turned anything that was like new metal-y or too corey or anything like that, or like all that stuff. I was like, no, or like any butt rock, which I still don't listen to a lot of butt rock.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that definition, up in the air. I'm not going to define what I think butt rock is, but then it's like after a while, every year after that, I'd say like right after high school though, then my music taste kind of came full circle, because that stuff that like shaped me in high school, that I was like, this is the real music, I don't listen to that bullshit anymore. I still love that stuff and listen to it all the time, but slowly but surely I've kind of gotten back to some of that stuff I listened to. It's like, hey, some of this stuff is interesting, because I found that it's like you can find something usable or interesting in any style of music, and once that kind of opened up in my head, tons of those bands I used to listen to that I told myself I couldn't, I listen to now. There's a ton of stuff that I told myself from the 80s that was cheeseball that I now love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it's all over the place, but it wasn't always like that. I think I had like a little bit of an elitism phase, sort of,
Yeah.
I think I'm past it now, though.
Yeah. It seems like everybody usually gets over that hump a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Dude, streaming, I think, is a big part of that kind of thing. I mean, I don't like...
Not having to necessarily buy a song every time.
Well, yeah. Or it's like I talk to people all the time now. It's like the stuff they listen to, it's all over the spectrum, like what I'm listening to. It's like, okay, this is you know, you were just rocking some Milli Vanilli, and now you're throwing on Slipknot. Okay,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, that's like a little drastic,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I meet
People
people like
do
that
it.
all the time.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's because of all the streaming. People just like you don't have to be married to your genre anymore.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So, and I feel that in my own taste for sure. You know, all of
Yeah.
it. So, yeah.
Who's the guitarist out there that you're looking up to the most? Or just any other musician that's...
Like all time
Really
or
out there.
currently?
Either or. Whatever's really picking up at you.
I mean, I would say maybe I'll phrase it this way. I would
Yeah.
say who was the most important for me was
Yeah.
probably John Frusciante. That was like right when I was starting to take guitar really seriously, and that's
Yeah.
kind of an extension of Hendrix. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
Absolutely.
So really those two, but like I just loved the Chili Peppers so much, and I love the Jimi Hendrix experience, stuff like that. So probably both of those two.
Mhm.
But you know, that changes constantly too. I still love both of their playing, but I mean later on I got into probably more like experimental or heavier kind of guitar players. But I mean,
Yeah.
take from all of them. Jazz guys too. I love jazz guys. Oh, this is starting to hurt my arm. Let me get like this.
There you
Let me
go.
get like this. Is that better?
That's perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. What are some of your hobbies and the stuff you're interested in outside of the band?
So my hobbies outside of the band, well, I really like I guess I have no other hobbies now. No, I don't know, man. It just depends. It's like the one thing that's like consistent, that's been consistent ever since we started taking this seriously, has been the music. So that's why it's kind of hard to say what the other hobbies are, because it's like I'll lose interest in them. Kind of, this is the only thing where it's like I can't lose interest in it because there's other people that are in this, so it's like I'm forced to always be present in that. But I mean, I like bull riding. You know?
Oh, yeah.
No, I've never ridden a bull. That would hurt way too bad. I mean, I used to draw a lot, but I kind of hate drawing. I think I'm kind of a good writer, but I hate writing. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's really, right now, it's just kind of music, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I do web development and stuff like that too, but that's like a pain. I mean, you can ask them. I've been working on the website for like 3 years now, dude. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I got a definitive answer. It's probably video editing now. That's probably what it is. That's been the thing it doesn't feel boring, and I like film, I like movies, but I don't necessarily like, you know, all the other stuff that goes into it, but I do love cutting room floor stuff, going in there and doing that. So that's what I'll go with. That's what it is. That and bull riding.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping you guys can do some like bull riding skit or something in the future.
Dude, me too. I hope we can do one where it doesn't involve me actually riding a bull, or I can convince somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm down for that, man.
Or do the Jackass skit. Have you guys just go sit out in the bull ring and have them run around.
I've thought about doing that sort of thing so much. Like, I really like the idea of us slowly but surely flirting with just absolute jackassery. But I don't know, man. It's like I gotta keep these hands in check.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what
no,
I mean?
can't break anything too bad.
It's tough, but maybe. You'll be the first one to see that one.
Heck yeah. Where's the Dream Theater? Like Carnegie Hall or Red Rocks? Where do you want to play the most?
I mean, those are both amazing options.
Yeah.
The Dream Theater. Dream Theater's house now.
Yeah.
No, probably not there. So, I mean, I heard him say Royal Albert Hall earlier, but for the sake of being original, I'm not going to say that, even though that is huge for me.
That's a good one, yeah.
I'd like to do, like, Glastonbury or something like that. I think I was thinking about that earlier. I like, you know, I just like, there's been so many, like, really cool English bands that I've seen on there that just some of my favorite shows, you know. I'd be into that, you know. I mean, I could say Slane Castle, but I don't want to beat the Chili Peppers thing to death. But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Maybe like the Mad Frog, you know? That's probably.
Oh, that's popping now.
That's probably the Mad Frog. I don't know, man. I got too many to narrow it down.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything you want to say to the people that might be watching? Now's your time.
Dead humor fucks. Get you some. That is all. Also, actually, no, I have something more important than that. Zach is a great man. He's doing great things. He's responsible for all of this. He's the man. Put some respect on his name, man.
Appreciate it.
That's all I got.
All right. What's a dead humor rehearsal like on the regular?
Usually we have a show that we're practicing for.
Yeah.
So we make a set a couple weeks in advance and we run it usually 1 or 2 times in a practice session. And we try after that to either work on covers or new songs, I think.
Yeah, it's not like a terribly exciting process. That's when we actually like dig in and do it. Like,
no strippers
probably-
and strongmen there.
yeah,
That's a shame.
we should
Yeah.
probably
There's
like,
a lot
sit
of
down
bullshitting
and do
that
this.
happens in between
Oh,
songs.
yeah,
yeah,
Where
yeah,
like one
for
of us
sure.
will say something and then it'll be like 10 minutes later like,
All right, we should do this.
we gotta
one.
play this
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
And then somebody will just start like shredding or like they're like
Yeah.
everyone.
Then a jam will open up.
Oh, a jam.
Oh,
will
actually,
happen.
you know what? It does usually
That's
start
what you
with
call it.
improv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We usually do start out just with a jam, like improv.
That's true. Every rehearsal does always have a jam, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Gets us juicy before we got
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah, a little
You gotta
warm
be
up.
juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes they suck. But sometimes they're okay.
Yeah,
But they're usually just okay.
Sometimes we do suck, man.
Yeah.
Like
that's for sure.
we're like a really tight
Bands don't
sloppy
talk
band,
about that
you know?
enough, dude. They need
How bad they suck.
Yeah, they should be like, dude, sometimes it's
It's
dog
humble.
shit.
It's very
Yeah.
humble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we suck way more than your
Yeah,
bands.
dude. Nobody's ever gonna suck harder
Nobody
than us,
sucks.
dude.
We're sucking. Nobody sucks like we do.
Yeah, we're deep throat sucking. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
But I think we're pretty tight, sloppy. I mean, we honestly that's been one of the other great things about being here is with rehearsals very frequent now. You know what I mean? We did a good job back in the day. They're always making sure we still at rehearsal, even if we were coming from different parts of the city.
Yeah. Now we can do it multiple times a week though, which is nice.
Yep, yeah, which is good. And then it's like, and then sometimes there'll be a day that's just dedicated to making new music, which that's the day where there's lots of controversy and like debates and arguments and all that stuff. Actually, there's tons of arguing all the time, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything we do is an argument.
We haven't killed each other yet. Though.
Yeah.
No, nobody's left the band yet, so we're in a good place.
I've been giving you
I'll
antifreeze
see y'all
for
later. I'm
weeks,
out.
dude.
I'm getting rat poison behind my
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, you got a strong stomach.
We'd have to find another guy with a fruit name if you left.
Oh,
Dude, you
I don't
can't
know.
do that.
I don't want to be with a.
You gotta
a
get
band.
at least like
with
a
melons?
I don't want to be in a band with a guy named Grape or.
no, he'll be
Great.
he'll be on stage like everybody give it up for Pear, and everybody's like boo, like, fuck Pear, dude.
Come on.
Sour ass.
Besides,
bitch.
peach is probably one of the best fruits.
You gotta.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hate peach flavored
Pe-
things,
peach
but
is a
peach
sexy
is
name.
like legit.
Eating a
peach
peach
as
Yeah.
fuck.
fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peach is dummy thick too.
I'd fuck a peach.
Hell yeah.
Dude, yeah. Fuck a peach, dude.
Got thick ass legs, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's thick and hairy like an actual peach too.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why
He
his
got the
parents
name.
legally named that him when he was born.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a last name. It's just
Named that him. Yeah, they named him that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the rehearsals are chill though, man. It's all business, then it's a little bit of squabbling, and then it's
And we made that clock.
yeah, we made that clock.
Is that even in frame?
No, but
Well, just trust
Do
me.
you want to put the Don in frame though?
There you go.
Yeah, not as impressive now that you're seeing it. Huh?
It's not a real clock.
I made this table.
Yeah,
man.
He did make the table.
that muffler's from
Tony
my
made
car.
that muffler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ripped that thing off, man.
He said, "Hey, clean this room before we do the interview," and then someone slaps down the mug.
That is clean. It looks cooler.
Yeah,
though.
that's cool.
Yeah, no, good call, dude.
It's sitting on top of a magazine.
Paris. Yeah, man. We got tons of knickknacks in here, man. We
Yeah.
got like all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, we got that game from Cracker Barrel with the like
oh yeah,
the
the triangle thing.
Yeah.
You any good at
Yeah.
that? How low you ever
Oh,
get?
I can't get them all.
Really?
I get to like 3.
I've won one time, and then
Oh, yeah.
and then immediately after that, I was like, oh my god, I got a skill. And then I got, which I argue is more impressive, the worst one, where like there was no, like I couldn't do anything. The entire thing was pretty much filled. I actually think that's harder because you have to be really stupid to do it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you can get kind of lucky and get it down to 1, I feel like, or 0. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that game. I want to get a Dead Humor version. That'd be sick.
That'd
Man.
be sweet.
That would be sick. Oh, let's talk about merch at some point.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, why not, dude? Let's
Yeah,
talk
'cause
about
I'm sure you've been designing it all.
it. Yeah, that's right. I've done all the merch.
Yeah.
Totally.
I have not made a design for this band in like 7 months. I don't think.
The design.
Yeah, like any kind of like design, anything, done any posters or
You
anything.
made
like that.
our Halloween.
Oh, I did do
themed
that.
icon. Which
That's right.
You have to change that.
Yeah, I know.
Or I'll change it.
Well, we should just change it for
'Cause
Christmas.
Halloween's over. And stuff.
Yeah, just change it for Christmas, dude.
It's Thanksgiving's next week.
Ah.
Or wait, that's this week.
Well, it's like, yeah, a couple of days.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Thanksgiving. I mean, Come on, dude.
I don't
Nobody cares.
I don't have
Thanksgiving's like practice Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I
It's
don't
just an
have
excuse to
strong
eat food.
feelings.
And
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Friday. Oh man, the stupidest holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I heard them
It's
call?
not as stupid as sweetest day.
Brown holiday or Brown Friday. You know what that is? Everybody's taking so many shits after it's all.
It sounded
Poop map, dude. We gotta talk about poop map.
We got it.
Yeah, we gotta that's gotta stay underground. That's gotta stay underground.
Don't let them know about
We
it.
just got into it.
Anybody who sees this probably.
We don't have
to
the right.
If you are a curious mind, you'll find out.
Yeah, when you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. You will. Wait till you find out about piss compass, dude. That shit. That shit fucks.
Yeah. Alright, that's the next one.
My last question for all of you guys is, what are your future goals for like Dead Humor and the plans?
We'd like to adopt a child at some point.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
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 That's it.
Interview over.
Yeah. I mean, a child would be cool, but I think we should wait till we get like a little bit more money in the bank before,
Yeah, we
before we
should.
adopt a
we're
collective band
broke.
child.
Be like at least somewhat self-sufficient before we get a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that's possible.
I think-
we're never gonna get.
I think long term, which everybody might have a slightly different variable, but I think like what it is like, in my mind, if you're gonna be a rock band, maybe you get extremely lucky and you do like the Greta Van Fleet thing where you just like do Led Zeppelin covers but change the lyrics and then blow up. But besides that, that's
Put
rare.
them on blast.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, get at me, Greta Van Fleet.
We gotta start fighting bands.
Imagine. But no, I think like unless that's gonna happen to you, which it doesn't. I mean, that's incredibly rare. Like I feel like, which I love hip hop, but it's like unless that's kind of the way. That's the rock of right now. Like if you want to get discovered or something like that, or you want to blow up off like your new song or something like that, that's more the route. With rock, I feel like you got to grind it and eventually get to the point where you're going to be self-sufficient financially through your brand and your merchandise, and then touring as much as possible, getting in front of as many people as possible. So I think like long-term end goal is to become a self-sufficient touring entity that we can just get in front of as many people as possible.
Live comfortably.
Be able to
from
eat food.
playing music, basically.
Yeah.
And selling stuff about our music.
Yeah.
And not just playing music, doing
Yeah.
other shit too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like videos and dumb, dumb shit.
Yeah, I think there's still like we have a really healthy balance of like creativity, like desire, and also business desire, I guess, because we adapt really well with like the business side of things. I feel like that's the goal now, and like if something happened in 5 years, we could adapt to it and be like, all right, that wasn't the move, but now we know what to do, and like we're still doing the creativity, and we're still making that happen too. So
Yeah. I mean,
it's a fun process either way.
At a certain point that'll get suffocating. You got to get people on board. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
We need to get some people on board. But
It's hard to get everything done ourselves.
but it's hard to get people on board when we can't really pay them. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's
We
that.
are walking a fine line right now.
Yeah. But I mean,
But
that's
goddamn,
the
it's
thing.
fun.
You just gotta to make it like a unit. Like keep it as efficient as possible without ever losing sight, like you said, of like the creative aspect of it. I mean that's a big part. We don't have to be famous, but I mean, I think we all have healthy, slightly larger than average egos, and I think it's important to feed those egos as long as you're aware of the ego.
Dude, I just don't want to do anything else. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I
if
also-
I could just do
Everything
music,
else I've done is boring.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it was just music and that was paying for me to live, then that's great. That's where we got to be at.
I want to be doing things I like.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And not being stressed about it.
Yes.
Or like having the right amount of stress about it to get it done.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be
You
like
know?
you don't want to be like freaking like Jerry Garcia in the later years, where he's just kind of like rolling out on stage, like, hey, here we go.
Yeah.
You know.
What did we say about him in Stadium Hot Dogs the other day?
Man. I can't remember, but I think like John Walsh was big on talking about like his stadium hot dog addiction.
Yeah.
Like towards the end, Yeah, man, he loves stadium hot dogs. I don't ever want to be a stadium hot dog band, so we gotta avoid that. We gotta have the spark, We gotta eat vegetables and chicken tenders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just stay lean and fit, dude. That's the goal. Yeah, okay. We'll be fit and efficient and still be creative. I want people to know about us, but we don't need to be like world famous. I don't think that's a little much, you know.
Depends on how you like define world famous.
Oh, you got big ego.
Like, are you famous in like 2 or 3 countries? Is that world famous?
Dude, I would love to get big in
I don't
like
think
a
that's
random
world
ass
famous.
country that doesn't like.
I think
we
that's
shouldn't
known
be
in
big
some parts
Dude,
of the
some
world.
people in
Okay.
Belarus listen to our stuff.
That's
It was
true.
on-
Dude.
It was on Spotify.
Bet, man.
The
Yeah.
music is very Belarusian in its
Yeah,
composition.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Where is that?
East Europe.
Nice. Can we go there?
I wouldn't right now. It's dangerous.
You know what? Henry Rollins
We
always
should go
said
to
he would
Spain.
go. He would choose where it's dangerous and go there because he said that's when it's the most interesting. He'd meet tons of cool people.
Yeah,
and he's still
he gets
alive.
kidnapped and then it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Henry Rollins is still kicking.
Dude, he was in Wrong Turn 2, and that movie sucked.
It did suck. Yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
dude. I don't ever want the quality of Dead humor to be like the quality of Wrong Turn. That's a terrible movie. I want to be like Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2. This isn't on topic, but I think that's one of the best like horror comedy movies ever made. It's like
Yeah.
so good, man.
I think that's the second reference in this interview you made to it.
I
You
really
like
like
that
Evil
shit.
Dead.
Are you guys big movie buffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would
Dude,
say
I fucking
I
love
love
that
it.
stuff.
You both probably are bigger.
Yeah, I'm
than
like a
me,
film
you know?
slut, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I got big opinions about movies.
I don't even
I've
know if
just
you're a
seen
buff or
a
not. You've
lot of
seen them
them.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Good
he's
at
literally seen them
references.
all. Yeah, no, you kill it on that. But that's
Oh,
what's
shout
cool
out to
about that.
Dennis Quaid. He was over at
Yeah, true.
Ludlow Garage the other day.
Whoa.
Dude, when are we gonna see Tony McGruber there, dude?
I don't know.
Dude, did you see Dennis Quaid there?
I did not know about that.
You didn't know, but if you
He
knew, you
snuck
would have
in.
went.
I would have been there.
You would have went.
Dennis Quaid, man.
You're like, guys, it's Dennis Quaid. Get in there.
I
Dude.
already forgot who that is. They had to tell me,
Oh, you
tell me the
bastard.
other day who that is, and now I forget again.
He was the dad in The Parent Trap, bro.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you have.
You haven't seen
Everyone's
Parent
seen it.
Trap?
Is that the one with those Olsen twins?
Dude, do the bruh sound for him.
Bruh.
Bruh.
No, dude, you're just not a Quaidaholic like we are, dude.
Yeah.
Next time
Oh,
someone like
wait.
Quaid goes there, let's get everybody around Clifton.
Oh, absolutely.
Pack it out, but like make it awesome. They'll be like, wow,
Get like
I really
Dennis
do well
Quaid
here.
t-shirts.
Yeah, dude, that would be sick.
A Dennis Quaid mask.
Oh, man.
Scary.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything else you need to ask us? Because I could honestly, like, I just want to
Yeah.
because we could talk about like
Oh, yeah.
bullshit forever. So it's
Yeah, we
not-
always do
That's
this.
everything
Even during
for all of
non-interviews.
you guys. Like,